Thank you for engaging. I am Deborah Pietsch, and we are going to talk about the Godwave, and most specifically, the before and after of 2015. Now, even in the past, when I had come out a couple years ago, 3 years ago basically, with a show, and when I started to even bring more information out to people, one of the things that I did not do is I didn't publicly channel, and I also didn't bring out any type of quote-unquote predictions or future happenings. There's a couple reasons for that, and I want to actually present these reasons. One is with the channeling. I wanted to make sure before I started bringing things out to the public that I was very clear, my own filters as well as interference and infiltration, and gather that information with confirmations and evidence. Okay, so with that said, the other aspect of this is that not making predictions. My awareness, and this is now for several years, is that we are in uncharted territory. There is no way anybody can predict anything. And I'm going to say this as an overarching warning sign and red flags, because we have been so inundated with disinformation and misinformation, especially in the last 4 or 5 years. And I do believe, not with malicious intent, there's a lot of the channeled messages out there that basically are not clear. And what's important for you as a person who is engaging with this information is for you to really have a high level of discernment. And so the reason I'm talking about the predictions is that if anybody is writing, speaking, or talking about this is the way it's going to be, and that's a red flag. It's going to be this way. This many people are going to do this. This is what's going to happen. I'm just going to say from a very grounded place, please put on your discernment hat and have that's cause for alarm. Because nobody can predict what is going to happen now. And if you look back over the last several years, how much of what has been channeled and talked about has actually come to fruition. Because a lot of it is very vanilla and wanting people to believe in what is the happily ever after, for the most part. I want that happily ever after too, but what I am committed to bringing forth is more of the where are we in the journey of that happily ever after experience. And so this subject of September 2015 is the first time that, and I have gotten such strong guidance with this and with the private groups that I'm working with, that I started sharing this information back in June of 2015. Such strong guidance to share that basically we are about to experience something that most people are either not prepared for, and this energy of this God wave and gamma wave of energy that is to be further popped through during the equinox of 2015. So that's September 23, literally right now, that today is when we are doing this video, is that this energy that is about to pop through is not a portal of one-off. It is a wave of energy that is going to increase light vibration, increase. Now, we're so far off the mark of where we were quote-unquote meant to be in the trajectory of our awakening and evolution, that what my team is saying, my multidimensional team, is that we are to expect the unexpected and to pay attention to everything. that there are going to be very significant signs, not only of earth changes, but also of the way people are acting in their daily life. That I'm hearing the words, there's going to be a lot of people popping off in ways that they don't normally, because so many of our day-to-day interactions and emotions are contained in a controlled, maybe a controlled facade. And this is everybody from global leaders all the way down to your local mail person or at the grocery store. And what I started being told a couple months ago is that because this vibration of light is coming through, and I will share this more in the Godwave information, the specific Godwave information, but one of the things I just want you to envision is that this is the heart of Mother Earth activating. That's the interior energy. And then there is the exterior energy. And so we have an inundation of light. And so one of the things to be aware of is that as that occurs, those shadow aspects of not only ourself as a microcosm of the macrocosm are going to start to reveal themselves. They're going to start to be pushed to the surface, just like muck at the bottom of a lake when you agitate it, churn it up. But this is also going to play out in the macrocosm, where many of these deceptions, many of these shadow aspects of our existence that have been insidiously held behind closed doors, all the meetings, all of the agenda, the mainstream media, etc., are going to start to be revealed because they can't be controlled and contained within this light. It's a science. There's science here. There's quantum physics. There's the quantum field. There's unified field. There's the light energy. And so what is being talked about, what I'm being asked to share, is for you to really begin to see the signs of this shadow storm. Now, that was the words they gave me a couple weeks ago. Those were the words they gave me a couple weeks ago, shadow storm. And I'm going to actually add a little flair to it. And what I'm starting to say is there's a potential you're going to experience your own shadow storm, and there's a potential that you're going to experience more a shadow shitstorm, basically, around you. And I will also share at this time, we're already starting to see it in different ways, and I will talk about that in another video, some of the examples and the ways that this before and after September 2015 could start to look. One of the things that my guides have said, our team has said, is that especially if you're in large cities or if you're in a city environment, be very aware of the possibility that, especially in the States, there's an entire grid of energy on the States that is being dismantled. But for the moment, we may be seeing a tremendous amount of chaos as the upheaval of this deception is revealed in the microcosm individually as well as the macrocosm of the mass consciousness. Be aware of the possibility of hostility, violence, things like that, and just maneuver in a smart way. Bring through the wisdom. Gather this information and then engage your wisdom to make choices in your day-to-day life if this resonates with you and if you start seeing the signs. All right, thanks for engaging. This is the beginning of information regarding the before and after of September 2015. And remember that we are in this together. Thank you for engaging. I am Deborah Pietsch, and we are going to talk about the Godwave, and most specifically, gather that information with confirmations and evidence. Okay, so with that said, the other aspect of this is that not making predictions. I want to actually present these reasons. One is with the channeling, I wanted to make sure before I started bringing things out to the public that I was very clear, my own filters as well as interference and infiltration, and not do, as I didn't publicly channel, and I also didn't bring out any type of quote-unquote predictions or future happenings. There's a couple reasons for that. And I want to the before and after of 2015. Now, even in the past, when I had come out a couple years ago, 3 years ago basically, with a show, and when I started to even bring more information out to people, one of the things that I